Therefore, we attach a positive sign to the result. The difference between 10 and 5 being 5. Therefore, we have a positive 5. Example, if we have 4 minus 8, here the absolute value of 4 is smaller than the absolute value of 8, or is less than the absolute value of 8. So here 8 has the larger absolute value. Therefore, we attach a negative sign to the result. The result of the difference between 8 and 4, which is 4. But here 8 has the largest absolute value. So therefore we have a negative sign attached to the result. So here 4 minus 8 you can set that up like so. But also, this equals, we could say 8 minus, we could say find the difference between 8 and 4. Attach the minus sign down here. We know the result is going to be negative because the negative number has the largest absolute value. So we know here we can rewrite this that's just saying that you're finding the difference between. Here we write the minus sign next to the result. We know this equals negative 4. But this gives you a way to calculate that. So you find the difference between 8 and 4, which is 4. You write the negative sign here because the negative sign is attached to the number with the largest absolute value. Ten minus 14. Here 14 has the largest absolute value. And 14 is greater than 10. Therefore we know the result is negative. So, to find the value of the result, the value of the result is 14 equals the difference between 14 and 10. And the result, you know, is going to be negative. But the difference between 14 and 10 is 4. So therefore we know the result is negative. We have a negative 4. Two minus 3. You know, 3 is greater than 2. Therefore, the result is negative. That's the sign of the result. The result being what it equals. The result is what an equation equals. So the result has two parts. It has a sign and a value. So the value of the result is the difference between 3 and 2, or 3 minus 2, which is 1. So we have here 2 minus 3 equals negative 1. Or you could rewrite that as 2 minus 3, which you could rewrite as, you find the difference between 3 and 2. You write the negative sign down here on the result because we know the result is going to be negative because the negative sign is attached to the number with the larger absolute value. Here, 3 having a larger absolute value than 2. So the difference between 3 and 2 is 1. So here we have our result was negative 1. And you should take these notes. Here this shows you that negative 1 can be factored out of any negative number. Meaning you can factor a negative of, you can factor out a factor of negative 1 out of any negative number. So if you have a negative number such as called b, any negative number here represented by negative b, you can factor a negative 1. And here you have a negative number being the product of that number and negative 1. So here if you have a minus b, or a plus a negative number, which is also a plus a negative b, you can treat that negative number as